So I usually speak off the cuff, but the experiences and memories that I want to share with you in these next few minutes, describing the center of my world, reliving a life with Donna that was a dream come true for me, sharing little slices of our love in order to give you a taste of heaven in our midst. They're so special that they deserve not only preparation, but the reflection that preparation enables, enabling you to see the perfect, undeserved gift I received 24 years ago, the day I met Donna Jones. Now, first, let me tell you why I'm not dressed in black. In June, my law firm sent me and Donna over to London on a business development trip, and as a special bonus, the law firm that we were working with had tickets to Wimbledon on center court. Donna loved playing tennis. She'd always dreamed of going to Wimbledon, and so she was tickled, to say the least, that we were able to make this trip. In order to have me dressed in a dapper manner during the trip, we headed to the men's store, and I agreed to buy some new slacks, maybe some shirts. I can use those at work. But I told her I was not going to buy a new blazer. And I had several in the closet that I never wear. And, on this one, I put my foot down. No blazer, period. So Donna said, "Okay, honey, if that's what you want." So this is the blazer we bought that day. To add salt to my wound, when we got to London, we turned on the TV to see the match stuff, and the TV commentators basically dressed in the same blazer, proving that Donna had incredible taste and that I was dressed and dapper enough to present ourselves at center court. So here's Donna's favorite player, Rafa Nadal, entering center court about 40 feet from our seats. You can see they come out of the tunnel there, out of the locker rooms. And then here we are, next to Rafa's photo in the Hall of Champions. There aren't very many photos in the last few years. You can see Federer a little bit above him there. Even though we didn't know it at the time, Donna only had 3 months to live when this photo was taken. But despite this, you can see that her love for life really shines through. And her love for people and life made her a natural as a nurse. Here she is as a cute nursing student. She was a registered nurse and a single parent when I met her the summer after I graduated from college. Donna went back to school after her husband left her, and she was getting a degree in medical marketing at Ohio State, juggling lots of balls as a single parent to Chris, who was 10 at the time. Some common friends from our church were having a going-away party, and as I got to the door as I went to the party, I noticed this cute woman coming up the walk behind me. The hostess greeted me and said, "If I ever saw two peas in a pod, it's Craig Largent and Donna Jones." Now, Donna, as she entered the house, she recounts that she was thinking, "Be still my heart, but don't be ridiculous." She was this gorgeous 42-year-old woman. I was 23. And I was still about 2 to 3 years away from puberty. So I looked a little young. Now, okay, not this young, but not far from it. It was more like this. Now, this was taken at our rehearsal dinner the night before our wedding, but I'm jumping ahead a little bit. We went into the party. We started making small talk, as people do when they meet the first time. People we knew in common, hobbies, service ministries in the church, normal things you talk about. After about 10 minutes, Donna said, "Nice to meet you," headed off to see her other friends there at the party. And as I watched her walk away, I realized that during this brief 10-minute chat, she was really something special. She was fun and interesting and caring. 10 minutes of absorbing her laugh, and as an aside, let me say, she was laughing at my jokes, and that was probably her fundamental mistake, and most definitely her greatest asset. So 10 minutes of absorbing her laugh, tracing her smile with my eyes, 10 minutes wasn't enough. So I took the completely logical and sensible action. I followed her over to the next group of people, and the next, following her around like a puppy dog for the rest of the day and talking to her. As I left that day, my mind was filled to the brim with thoughts of Donna. She was so loving, so caring, so accomplished, so different from the college girls that I had been dating and had as friends. I needed to get another fix and to see her soon. That first day, I began the long and wonderful journey of getting to know Donna and got my first taste of how she was going to change my life. When you met Donna, you loved her. That's obvious to all of you. It's obvious to me as I look out here, and there are many people here I don't even know, because Donna had touched them somewhere in the community throughout her life. But for me, as I got to know her better, I found that her presence changed my heart. Her joie de vivre, her love for God and people overflowed onto me instilling in me a desire to be more like her. Now, Donna had started a ministry in which the kids in the college group at our church would go down to help out at a housing complex at Ohio State that was adapted for disabled students. I started participating in the ministry and helping this student, David Schaefer, and my friendship with Donna blossomed during the summer as we worked together helping him with some of his issues. That same summer, I took Chris putt-putting into the batting cage, went over to Donna's house a few times for dinner, and we just became better and better friends as the summer went on. The day before I left for Stanford for my master's, we spent most of the day together down at Ohio State in between her classes and the work she was doing there in her part-time job. Then in the fall, we started writing letters to each other, and this is all well pre-internet. So yeah, we started writing this stack of letters, just thousands, like 1,000 by the end of the year, eventually every day. Here are a few of the ones we sent to each other. And we started a competition to see if we could find the funniest card. And this is the truly unforgettable card that won the competition. On the back it says, Lautenberg Laboratories, the leader in testing for the personal hygiene industry. And when she loved this card, if you can't see it, but the postmark's San Francisco, so I had found this one. When she loved this card, I realized that she was something special. And like I said, she was laughing at my jokes. So we wrote letters throughout that fall, and by Christmas, we were in love. At Christmas time, she graduated from Ohio State, came out to see me on the way to a friend's house in Hawaii. And shortly after she arrived at SFO, I told her that although I was falling in love with her, I wasn't ready to make a commitment. Our age difference was too great. However, after just one evening spent with friends here in Silicon Valley, her smile lighting up the room, her joy for life flowing out like a flood, I changed my mind. Yes, by the next morning I knew she was the one, and then a movie cemented the decision. She wanted to see Rain Man with Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. She had already seen it, but she wanted me to see it. I wasn't really interested in seeing the movie, but just to humor her, I went along. And I'm sure you'll recall the movie. It's a love story. Not the typical boy meets girl love story, but a story of how Tom Cruise learns how to love. He starts off a self-absorbed, self-centered jerk and ends up changing in a profound way. He's learning how to love and care for his autistic brother. And as I sat in the theater, I realized why Donna enjoyed the movie so much. It was about a pure and true love, a love that gives and sacrifices for others. And I realized that I needed to immerse myself in her love. I realized I needed to grab onto her and never let go. So I did. And that's the second and the best half of my life. I asked her to marry me in March, and I gave her an engagement ring in May. This picture was taken just a few moments before I pulled the ring out of my pocket and proposed. And I think you can tell that we were happy. That June, I graduated with my master's on a Saturday. We got married at the courthouse the next Tuesday. Yes, 3 days later. So we didn't have our wedding rings yet, so we sealed our vows with a kiss. And all told, we were together during that year, in the same town for a total of 8 days since I went to Stanford. We'd got married after being together for 8 days, and for the next 23 years, we were rarely apart. So summarizing, my life's pretty simple. The first half, growing up, go to college. Second half, Donna. A few years ago, Donna started writing a book that tells our love story. And on your way out, we're going to be giving each of you a copy of Donna's book as a gift. And it turned out just beautifully. I think you're going to love reading it. We'll also give you a DVD that has all of the slideshows that were on the screens before the service started. And I think you'll enjoy the book because as you read it, you can really hear Donna's voice clearly. And although the main focus is on how we fell in love, that was just the beginning of what became a full and lasting devotion to each other. Throughout our marriage, Donna was always my strongest cheerleader and my greatest champion. She got me through my PhD, and then through Stanford Law School, and then at that point, she ruled out any more education. When you focus on this picture and you look at her smile, you would think that the picture's taken as we moved into some mansion. The amazing thing is that if you could zoom out, you would see that we were in fact moving into a one-bedroom apartment down in Mountain View when I started law school. But from the beginning, she loved me, giving me everything so that my dreams could come true. One of Donna's dreams was, as a little girl, was to live here in San Francisco, and I was glad that I was able to make that dream come true. but it's a small thing in comparison to what she gave me. Donna was incredibly fun. She knew how to live life to the full, and we found the zest in life together. As our friend said on the day we met, we were two peas in a pod. Our love for each other was unusually intense, and when you talked to one of us, you heard about this incredible, unbelievable spouse that we had. She loved me completely, wholly, entirely, perfectly. And I adored her with the deepest devotion, ever faithful to her. I'm still amazed that I was able to have such a perfect woman for my wife. We had an incredible 23 years together, and the passion never faded. We loved being with each other, and amazing to most people, she never got tired of me. Donna was very proud of how well our son has turned out, becoming a paramedic, marrying Carla, and now back in school studying to become an ER doc. Chris and Carla were with us during Donna's last healthy weekend, just 3 weeks before she passed away. The last time we went out to dinner, the last time Donna left the house, Chris and Carla were there with us, bringing Donna joy. As Donna weakened in the last few weeks of her life, her true beauty was shining through with a brighter and brighter flame that was increasingly concentrated in purity, a deep, vibrant, intense shade of love that's so very rare. During that time, her essence was being distilled, and the purest nectar was flowing out and revealing the core of her being, a heart of love. At the time, I said that this was the purified and refined version of Donna, and I called it the true Donna. I was reminded of her taking me to see Rain Man and why I fell in love with her in the first place, and the reason I had to be with her for the rest of my life. She was a lover, a love for God, a love for people, love for animals, especially dogs, and a love for life. As I wrote in her blog, people who visit us are drenched in love as they talk to her and hold her hand. They come in with burdens and worries. They leave with peace and hope. Donna always made our house a home, and even in the last week, as Christy was sharing, it looked like a movie set. It was just full of peace and light. Donna had truly converted a room with a hospital bed into a haven of healing and wholeness. Yes, I see love as Donna's lasting legacy. Her love completed me, enriched me in my life in untold ways, and because of Donna, I'll never be the same. I wrote in the blog that there was a miracle that I was going to share with you, and it's a fitting end to my little talk today. In 1991, when Donna was first diagnosed with breast cancer, Damaris Carbaugh's song, He's Been Faithful, was very popular, and it became Donna's favorite song. If you could have worn out a CD, it would have happened in 91 and 92, since Donna listened to that song over and over again. And as I put the songs together for the slideshow, I knew Donna would have wanted to end with the slideshow with He's Been Faithful, and that's what we did. During Donna's last few days, our friend Kathy made up a playlist with Donna's favorite songs and artists, Damaris, Fernando Ortega, as Christy said, Andrea Bocelli, and Kathy named the playlist Welcome Home, so over 7 hours of songs that were just playing in a random order on her iPod. All the songs were gentle, and it created a peaceful spirit in the room. In that sense, Donna died as she had wanted, at home, in our bedroom, no tubes, no machines, with me in bed next to her, holding her, kissing her, telling her how much I loved her, talking to her about heaven. In her last moment, she stopped her labored breathing. She just took a few gentle breaths. She paused, took a few more gentle breaths, and then she was just still and perfect at home in heaven. A few minutes after she was gone, the song switched to the next song in the playlist. And randomly, He's Been Faithful, Donna's favorite song, started playing. Through my sobs and tears, I started smiling, since I knew exactly what had happened. Donna had entered heaven, given Jesus a big hug, and then, true to her heart of love for me, immediately thought about me, asking Jesus if he could do a little special favor for her, do something for me, for her true love, for her Krager. So she sent her favorite song back for me, telling me that she was with Jesus, that she was finally free of cancer, that she was home at last.